a throne shared with darkness. Inside a grand palace in Samaria, King Ahab sits on an elevated golden throne, his face young yet stern. Beside him stands Jezebel, veiled in crimson silk, her piercing eyes fixed ahead. Behind them, tall idols of Baal loom in the shadows. Ahab, son of Omri, rose to power in Samaria. But he did more evil than any king before him. For he took Jezebel, daughter of the pagan king of Sidon, as queen. And with her, he invited darkness into Israel. Altars of Baal, altars of blood. A foggy hill covered in Baal altars. People kneel in fear. Baal priests in dark robes chant and raise their hands. In the distance, Elijah watches from the shadows of a rock. Jezebel brought gods of wood and fire, and Ahab bowed. Altars to Baal rose across the land, while prophets of Yahweh were slaughtered in silence. The people's hearts grew cold and afraid. Elijah confronts the king. A tense palace court. Elijah, rugged and cloaked in camel hair, stands tall before Ahab. Guards grip their spears. Jezebel stares from the shadows, one hand clenched around a Baal amulet. Then came a man from Tishbe. He stood before the throne, uninvited. As the Lord lives, he declared, there will be no rain or dew, except at my word. And before the king could answer, he vanished. The silence of the skies. A desolate Israelite village. Cracked earth, withered crops, dying livestock. Mothers hold hungry children. Overhead, a bird flies across an empty, cloudless sky. The heavens shut. No rain fell. No dew touched the land. The drought turned prayers to silence, and silence to despair. But Jezebel's rage only grew hotter. She vowed to kill every prophet of the Lord. The call to Mount Carmel. A sweeping view of Mount Carmel. Thousands gather. On one side, 450 prophets of Baal in dark robes. On the other, Elijah, standing alone beside a broken altar of stones. Elijah returned, not with armies, but with fire in his voice. Bring the prophets of Baal, he cried, let the true God answer by fire. The mountain became a stage for divine war. Baal's prophets cry in vain. Prophets of Baal dancing wildly, slashing themselves with blades. Their altar is untouched, the wood unburned. Elijah watches, arms folded, unmoved. From morning to night they shouted. They bled. They danced. But Baal did not speak. Baal did not answer. Baal did not exist. Fire from heaven. Elijah kneeling beside a drenched altar of 12 stones. As he prays, a bolt of fire tears from the sky, engulfing the sacrifice in a blaze that lights up the mountain. Then Elijah prayed. Just once. And fire fell from heaven, consuming the wood, the stones, the water. And the people cried out, the Lord, He is God. The rain returns. A black storm brews over the hills. Elijah kneels on the ground, his head bowed between his knees. In the distance, a small cloud forms. Ahab races through the rain in a chariot. Elijah runs ahead, supernatural wind at his back. Elijah prayed again. And a cloud rose small as a man's hand. Rain poured upon the earth. The curse lifted. But not Jezebel's heart. Jezebel's threat. Inside her chamber, Jezebel glares, wrapping herself in royal robes. A messenger kneels before her as she utters her chilling words. In the wilderness, Elijah sits broken beneath a desert tree. By this time tomorrow, Jezebel swore, you will die like the prophets of Baal. Elijah fled, shattered in spirit. Alone in the wilderness, he begged for death. The whisper on the mountain. Mount Horeb under a night sky. Elijah stands at the entrance of a cave. Wind howls, lightning cracks, rocks fall. But then, a soft, golden light. A whisper. But God was not in the wind. Not the fire. Not the quake. He came in a still, small voice. And he said, Elijah, go back. You are not alone. Naboth's vineyard. A peaceful vineyard. Naboth stands firm, arms crossed. Ahab turns away, sulking. Later, Jezebel sits at her writing table, sealing letters with the king's signet as torches burn ominously behind her. Ahab desired Naboth's vineyard. Naboth refused. Jezebel answered with false letters, false witnesses, and stoning stones. Blood soaked the soil. The prophet's judgment. Ahab stands in Naboth's vineyard. Elijah appears at the edge, face set like flint. Thunderclouds swirl behind him. Jezebel watches from a lattice above. Elijah met Ahab in the vineyard of murder. "Have you killed and taken possession?" he asked. "The dogs shall lick your blood, and eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel." The fulfillment. A battlefield. Ahab lies dying in a chariot, blood flowing down. Later, Jezebel, painted and proud, stands in her palace window as Jehu rides in. Soldiers throw her down. Blood splashes. Dogs gather below. Ahab fell in battle, and dogs licked his blood. Jezebel, defiant to the end, was thrown from her window, trampled, and devoured. The word of the Lord came true. The Spirit continues. A fiery chariot descends from heaven. Elijah is taken up, his mantle flying. Elisha watches with tears in his eyes, catching the mantle as it lands at his feet. But the story did not end. Elijah was taken in a whirlwind, and his spirit passed to Elisha. The fire of God continued, and it still burns, for those who dare to speak truth to power. Empty throne in a ruined palace, overtaken by vines. In the distance, a sunrise breaks through the clouds over the land of Israel. A scroll lies open on the ground with the words, "The word of the Lord endures forever." Kingdoms rise and fall. Thrones are shaken. But the voice of God is never silenced. When evil reigns, he raises prophets. When altars are torn, he sends fire.